Hello, Big Brother fans. My eyes are really bugging me today. So, we get to wear the reading glasses. Aren't we special? Another episode done and over with. Then we started out the episode with Portia being the epitome of a dumb blonde. You know, she was crying and whining that she doesn't want a free ride. And I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? Number one, they get paid weekly for being in the house. So if you're getting a 4 weeks ride free, where you don't have to compete, you don't have to eat slop, you don't have to basically do anything, like at the end of the episode where Danielle says that she's gonna, schmooze since she's also got herself a golden key. I mean, hello, how can these people, it just goes to prove the newbies and the veterans are on 2 entirely different levels. And, people come in saying that, they're super fans or whatever, and they have no clue. They have absolutely no clue. It's almost as if they've lost their brains, checked their brains at the door, because she's crying and whining and all of this stuff, and I'm like, oh my God, you're getting paid for an entire month for free, for doing nothing but just sit there. And she's just, so yeah, I got over that real quick. But then eventually so did she, because she got the point. She got the point that she was going to be put up, and at the time they had possibly the numbers. They just had to pull in, yank in 1 or 2 people. But the more and more I think about it, Dominic was so incredibly smart for pulling in one of the 4 of the different couples and bringing them in together to mesh so that they stuck together against the other people, so that if they ever get thrown up, they're safe, because they've got that safety and numbers thing going with them. That really was the smartest thing, seriously. So Keith immediately said that he planned on throwing the veto, and then, of course, finally Portia realizes, that throwing the veto is also the best thing for her. And then when they start pulling names, I mean, I was chanting Jeff and Jordan, and of course Jeff and Jordan got pulled, right? But that really worked out to the best for everybody, because the veterans are thinking we've got this in the bag, and and all this stuff, and meanwhile they're not even competing. They don't even care. Neither one of them wants to win. But anyway, yeah, that the house being dickless now. Yeah, the house being dickless basically, of course, means that Danielle got her free ride. And it was interesting, because when they were told that he left the house, she starts crying and putting up a fuss and a fight. I can't play, I can't compete, I don't want to sit here and do nothing. And I'm thinking, pot calling the kettle black. I mean, when Portia was doing that just like the day or whatever ago, she was saying, oh my gosh, she's got to be the stupidest person alive, that she even knows she's playing the game, this and that. And really, she was pulling the same thing. She was doing the exact same thing. And I know when you're in the house, you forget there, everything, because you're so deprived of any type of stimulus other than the goofiness that goes on in the house, and the stir craziness you go through. I know your moods and whatnot probably go into hyperdrive, but still, I mean, hello, did she not realize that she was just turning herself into Portia? And yeah. But at the end of the episode, she finally figured it out that, yay, she's going to really work both sides. She's going to play her social game. She's going to, get in there with the other team. She's going to find out what it's all about. And I think that will push Danielle a little further in the game. She doesn't have her dad this time to rely on to help her get through sticky situations, though. So interesting, but when they were all up in that room after we found out that the house was going to be dickless, and everybody started crying and screaming and whining, and now we're the underdogs, it's not fair, oh my God, it was really nice for Jeff to come in and pretty much basically bitch slap them out of their stupidity and say, come on now, seriously? I mean, are you really gonna give up and cry and whine and I mean, really? I mean, everybody should be given their their little pity party and cry fest or whatever, but there's a point where you just have to stop and you have to go, okay, let's pick ourselves up from with our bootstraps and let's get this going on and figure out what their next move is, really. So yeah, thank goodness that he pulled a stop to that. Keith pulling his little I'm going to be the hero by calling everybody in and pointing fingers at Portia and Kalia kind of didn't really work. It kind of backfired and made him look like a loony, even Dominic said so, that he's lost it. He's kind of on the crazy side and not knowing what to do about that, and yeah, I bet he's rethinking at about this, at about this moment. But they really need to stay strong and really stick it through, and just they need to rein him in because he's got this bigger than life quality to him where if they don't rein him in, he is going to totally ruin their little foursome and expose the regulators. Let's see, Adam hosted the veto competition. Veto competition was, yeah, so I just kind of, I kind of tuned out, hate to say. The next thing up was America's vote. How are you guys going to vote? What would be your reasoning? The choices were gumdrops and grits, jelly beans and jerky, or rock candy and radishes. The gumdrops and the grits, I mean, yeah. The jelly beans and jerky is, my guess, is the way that America is going to go, because it affords the people still a good source of protein, as well as the foolishness to go along, of the jelly beans to go along with it, and the slop, of course. And then rock candy and radish is just, that would be mean. That's what that choice is. That choice right there, rock candy and radish. If it were maybe 4 or 5 weeks down the road where we start really disliking the members that are playing and we want them to really suffer, you can bet your bottom dollar that that's what's going to be chosen, but would have been chosen. But my very best guess is it's still very early in the game. America is hasn't really set their sights on disliking the people, the have-nots or whatnot. So I don't know, we'll see. After this, I'll probably go and look to see what the have-nots were given, because they're already on that diet. Since I believe they did that on Saturday, I believe, the have and have-nots, as well as the veto competition. Let's see. Basically, I didn't write any much after that. It was just the, announcing the veto, Rachel kind of threatening people, but, especially Keith, by saying, if you promise that you won't put us up, or this other team up. I mean, she's trying to vote, get 4 people forward. She needs to stop with this, this for something, and she needs to focus on just her and Brendan right now, and say, just play for these people, and say, if you win HOH, you can't put us up, and you can't backdoor us or whatever, by playing with, with these 4 people, it's really hard to pull that many people in with you, and really her threats were pretty lame. It's like, we've seen how you played. We've seen how you jumped off of that banana and you played in the veto competition. Well, yeah, he wasn't even really playing in the veto competition. So, yeah, that was pretty lame. The other thing, too, when they pulled everybody into the room as teams to talk to them, sadly, because they're clueless about the regulators, they're talking to one person who's totally not into wanting to deal with them at all, and another person who would probably be willing to if they weren't there with their partner, because really, I mean, why would these people really want to be dealing as a team with the people who are in power? Because the minute that their team is put up, they have to play against one another. So the only time that I would be really focusing on being a positive team together with my partner would be during HOH competitions and veto competitions. And that would be the only time that I would really be focused on wanting to be, you know, team best, you know, but yeah. Anyway, any comments or whatnot down below, and we'll see you tomorrow night after the first duo is, or the first of half of the duo is kicked out. And if you have any ideas on how people are going to vote, how you think that that's going to work, and who you think is going to leave, let me know as well. I'll see you then. Bye.